Hey, so in today's video, we're going to talk about a couple key questions to get a lot more done and by actually working less. So today I'm going to dig into Who Not How, a book by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And you hear it a lot of different ways, and I love just books that kind of re-emphasize this message. But as an entrepreneur, or today, myself as an entrepreneur within an organization, anytime I want to drive results, yes, I need to do it. I need to figure out how to do it, but oftentimes it requires working with other teams, building relationships, finding out who knows what, putting the right people together, and often it comes down to who, not how. And I like this question too because I think about it as, a lot of times if I'm focusing on the effort and the cost associated with what I have to do, that's going to be, for me, it's a little demotivating. I love to think about the benefits. What am I actually going to get out of this? And I think by asking who knows what, I sort of eliminate that process of thinking that I'm going to have to do the work. So that there's sort of like a little nuanced thing there. But also too, it's what relationships can I leverage to where it's a good value add to the organization, and I'm able to partner up with people. It gets more visibility, and then of course you have to deal with potentially within an organization there's politics of who's getting credit for the achievements and whatnot. But in terms of just absolutely just driving value, oftentimes, yeah, it's coming down to building out whatever you want to call it, the old synergistic teams. But by asking who and not how, I'm also able to, I think about it as, once you come into an organization, or if you're just starting off as an entrepreneur, you might have one product, one service, or you might have one function, one role, whether that's in sales or in ops or within finance, and you kind of have your tasks and you're kind of able to focus on that one thing. So I think by asking this question, it sort of allows you to step above that and get a little bit more perspective over not just what we do, but also how we do it and the principles of the organization, the mission, the values of the organization. Because again, I think about it as, if you're able to accomplish who's able to do this, again, it's sort of filtering it all in through that. So I'm able to bring to the table not just my skill sets, but also the skill sets of everyone else I can think of. So highly encourage anyone to explore that, especially here kicking off January. Looking at the big goals for the year, what I want to accomplish from an enterprise value standpoint, also just from a personal skills development sort of standpoint, but also just outside of work and business, it's lifestyle. If I'm going to the gym and I want to work on something specifically, I can ask the same question there. Who, not how. I have an idea of how to do it, but also I might know somebody that's already, whatever, really good at tennis or really good at golf, or probably training at a certain level in their physique, whether that's bodybuilding or cardio, and I can ask them sort of some tips and tricks, or what got them to that next stage. And again, it's sort of fun just to be more social in that aspect, kind of not make it about just an internal process. It solves the loneliness epidemic, whatever you want to call it. So great book. I love it. It's gotten some good activities, good exercises, role play in terms of just ways to handle certain situations. So definitely check it out if you're into that, but also just ask yourself who, not how. So drop a comment in terms of a project that maybe you were thinking, oh, how do I do this? How do I do this? And now you're starting to think, wait a minute, I can just ask so-and-so, or I can ask, these people I know that have been doing it for years. Drop a comment, let me know. And, if you haven't already, check out some of the other videos that I've been starting off in January. I've been trying to focus on, what are the small tweaks I can make to set up my environment. And this way, when I'm able to, come in, I'm able to drive results, and do it in a way that's less work, less stress, more presence, more peace of mind, and let's just have some fun along the way. So until next time, peace.